People think leadership is certainty, a confident plan, a clear direction, a voice that never shakes. But real leadership often begins in the fog. It begins when the map stops matching the terrain, when timelines move, when expectations change, when you're asked to guide others, while you're still finding your own footing. And if you're there right now, leading a team, a family, a project, a classroom, a community with incomplete information, this is for you. Because uncertainty doesn't only test your strategy, it tests your nervous system, it tests your patience, it tests the part of you that wants closure so badly you'd accept any answer, just to stop feeling the not knowing. But leadership isn't the ability to predict the future. Leadership is the ability to remain steady while the future unfolds. So let's slow down and talk about what steadiness looks like, not as a personality trait, but as a practice. First, name reality without spreading fear. In uncertain seasons, people don't need drama. They need truth, clean truth. There is a difference between honesty and panic. Honesty sounds like, here is what we know. Here is what we don't know. Panic sounds like rushing, overpromising, contradicting yourself, speaking before you're grounded. So the first act of leadership is to stand inside the moment without trying to escape it. Say it simply. We're in a changing situation. Second, separate facts from stories. Uncertainty creates mental noise, and the mind hates empty space, so it fills it. It fills it with predictions, worst-case scenarios, assumptions that feel like certainty. So do this gently. Ask yourself, what do I know as a fact, and what am I telling myself? Facts are grounded. Stories are imagined. Stories might be, this means we're failing. This means they don't trust us. Stories can be persuasive, but they're not always true. Third, give people a next step, not a perfect plan. In uncertainty, people crave direction, not because they need control, but because they need traction. A leader's job is to create traction. You don't need a full map. You need a compass. So ask, what is the next right step? What is the smallest action that reduces risk? Sometimes the best plan is temporary on purpose. We're choosing this for the next 2 weeks. Then we review. Fourth, communicate like a lighthouse. A lighthouse doesn't chase the ships. It doesn't shout. It stays visible. That is what your communication should do. When things are unclear, people ask, are we safe? So be consistent. Consistency builds trust more than charisma ever will. And when you don't have answers, avoid the temptation to fill the silence. Fifth, regulate your body before you lead with your voice. In uncertainty, the room borrows your nervous system. Your calm is not a performance. It's a gift. Calm means you can feel things without being dragged by them. Sixth, decide by principles, not moods. Unclear seasons create emotional weather. One day you feel brave. The next day you feel tired. If you lead by mood, your decisions swing. So choose principles and let principles hold the line. Principles like, we protect people first. Seventh, create space for voices, not just answers. A leader under pressure can become a collector of control. You tighten, you grip, but uncertainty is too big for one mind. So invite perspective. Ask, what are you seeing that I'm missing? People commit more deeply to a path they helped shape. Eighth, build hope without making promises. Hope is not a guarantee. Hope is a posture. Hope says, we can handle hard things. Ninth, don't confuse speed with strength. In uncertainty, rushing feels like relief. Like action will erase discomfort. But speed without clarity creates repairs later, so slow down enough to choose well. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is pause. 10th, hold the line with kindness. Uncertainty can make people sharp, short, sensitive. That includes you. So lead with boundaries and warmth. And finally, remember what people follow. They don't follow perfection. They follow presence. They follow someone who can say, this is hard. I don't have every answer, but I'm here. Because leadership in uncertainty is not a speech. It's a rhythm, truth, direction, update, care, repeat. And over time, that rhythm becomes trust. So if you're in the fog right now, take a breath, hold your compass, choose the next right step, and keep the light on, a steady presence in an unsteady world.